Public education in Mali is, in principle, provided free of charge and is compulsory for 9 years between the ages of 7 and 16. The system encompasses 6 years of primary education beginning at age 7, followed by 6 years of secondary education, generally divided into 2 3-year cycles. Mali's primary school enrollment rate is low, in large part because families are unable to cover the cost of uniforms, books, supplies, and other fees required to attend public school. Primary education. In the 2001 school year, primary school enrollment was estimated to include only 61% of the appropriate age group. The primary school completion rate is also low, only 36% of students in 2003. The majority of students reportedly leave school by age 12. The secondary school enrollment rate in the late 1990s was 15%. Government expenditures on education in 2000 constituted about 15.6% of total government expenditures and about 2.8% of gross domestic product. According to Malian government estimates for the 2003-04 school year, Mali had 318 pre-primary institutions with 971 teachers and 35,000 students, 8,714 general primary and secondary institutions with 36,064 teachers, and 1,650,803 students, and 37,635 students in tertiary institutions. The education system is plagued by a lack of schools in rural areas, as well as shortages of teachers and materials. Secondary education. Increased spending on primary education, especially for children in rural areas and girls, has had the unintended effect of overtaxing the secondary school system. At the end of their primary schooling, students may take entrance exams for secondary school admissions, called the Diplôme d'études fondamentales. In 2008, more than 80,000 students passed these exams, yet around 17,000 to 40% of whom were girls, were denied placement in secondary schools. While the government contends these students should be placed in limited places based on their diploma, their age, and their academic history, some Malians contend that gender discrimination plays a role in denying spots to girls. The government has stressed primary education funding, hoping to reach universal primary education by 2015 in line with the International Millennium Development Goals. But the Basic Education Minister of Mali says that this has overtaxed the secondary school system. The government reported that from 2002 to 2007, the percentage of girls enrolled in primary school increased from 56% to 68% and boys from 78% to 88%. At the same time, the government estimates 35% of primary school students in the 2010 graduating class will not meet secondary school requirements. The government plans to invest in an expanded system of both secondary academic vocational education to meet the demand. Students in Mali pay no tuition fees, but private secondary and vocational schooling may charge $600 a year. In a nation where the average yearly salary was $500 in 2007 according to the World Bank. Literacy. According to United States government estimates, the adult literacy rate was 46.4% for the total population in 2003. According to United Nations sources, the literacy rate is lower 27 to 30% overall and as low as 12% for females. Among the lowest rates in Africa. Higher education. One of the oldest universities in the world, Sankore in Timbuktu, dates to the 15th century. The University of Bamako, also known as the University of Mali, is a 1990s aggregation of older institutions of higher education in the Bamako area. Its main campus is in the neighborhood of Badalabagu. The university includes 5 faculties and 2 institutes: the Science and Technology Faculty, the Medical Faculty, the Humanities, Arts, and Social Science Faculty, the Law and Public Service Faculty, the Science of Economy and Management faculty, the Higher Institute for Training and Applied Research. Governance. Public education is directed and funded from the national level. The ministry has 2 ministerial-level offices, each heading one independent arm of the ministry. The Ministre de l'Éducation de base, de l'alphabétisation et des langues nationales is responsible for primary education, literacy programs outside the schools, and the promotion and standardization of national languages, such as Bambara and Tamchek, other than the official language, French. The Ministre des Enseignements Secondaires, Supérieurs et de la Recherche Scientifique is tasked with government secondary schools, university, and an array of vocational, technical, and research centers.